So, have you done any gear changes at all with your dad?
Just put it into drive. But,
Oh, has he got an automatic, has he?
yeah, I think so.
All right, okay. Well, obviously, if he's got an automatic, it's going to be slightly different. And your dad ain't got a clutch as well, then, has he?
No.
All right, he's only got 2 pedals down there, a big central one that's your brake pedal, and obviously your accelerator pedal, yeah. All right, then. So what we've got here, we've got a basic H gearbox. And if you take that R and that 5 away, that's what you've got. You've got a letter H.
All right.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and 5 is over this way, and reverse is over this way. Okay. So you'll find on this gearbox that what it does when it rests like that, as it's rest at that moment in time, it's between 3 and 4. So it's right in that middle little spot there. Okay, if you think of that cross there between 3 and 4 being the down and a cross there, it's resting bang in that centre point there. So what we've got to be able to do, obviously, we've got to be able to select all the correct gears. And with it resting there, it actually assists us and lets us know roughly where the gear lever is. So you said earlier on about, well, when do I know how to change gear or when to change gear? The best way for you to think about it is that, have you ridden a bike? I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
Got gears on it?
Yeah.
All right. So when you set off, and if you set off in first, all right, when do you start to think about changing your gear?
Or when I'm pedalling so fast it's quite
Right,
hard,
okay. Well, this is exactly the same. When you hear the engine revs really start to pick up, not obviously increasing it so much, but when the engine revs start to pick up and you think, well, it's like me pedalling too quick, that's when we're going to 2, exactly the same. Ah. And same then when it gets same in second, into third, fourth, and so on. All right? So the gears work virtually the same way. Now, the thing that we really want to do is want to make sure that we're using the gear lever correctly. And the best way to do that is use what we call the palming method. So if you just want to place your hand on the gear lever, but with your palm towards me, so basically over towards that side. Yeah. Now if you bob your clutch down all the way to the floor with your left foot.
Ball of my foot.
Yep, ball of your foot, that's it.
Yeah.
And push the gear lever over towards me and then forward. Okay? Now that's in first gear now. And then you felt you push against that spring, didn't you?
What about reverse gear?
All right. Well, we'll sort that out in a second for you. Okay? But what you've done, you've pushed it over towards me and forward to get into first. Yeah. All right? Now to get it into second, what you need to do is you need to maintain that pressure, because if not, it's going to spring back and it's going to go into fourth. All right? So what you need to do is with your clutch down, as you've got it now, keep your hand over that way, keep the slight pressure on and just pull it straight the way back. That's it. And now that's in second. Right, all we really need to think about now then, and this is all we're going to cover today, is really the indicators and the actual ignition, turning the key and getting the engine started. Because we don't want to go into too much, because there's so many different controls on cars these days, all it's going to do is confuse you. Yeah. So all we're going to do is look at the controls that we really need to use to get the car moving away and stopping.
Okay.
Okay? Right, so we talked about the key earlier on. All right, we've got the keys in there because obviously you did it to set the actual mirrors, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right, can you remember those 2 safety checks that we got you to make before we actually turned the key? About the handbrake and neutral?
Check that's on, don't you?
Yep.
And that's in neutral.
That's it, yep. And always that way around as well. All right, because that makes sure the car's secure, remember?
Okay.
All right, because if it
so not neutral and handbrake?
No. And the reason being is if we're on a slight incline and you pulled it out of gear, the car could roll away if the handbrake's not on. So let's make sure it's secure. Make sure it's secure before we do anything else.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah,
okay. No, we don't want you to start it as yet. All right? Because what we need you to do is just turn the key. Remember, is the steering lock on? Remember how we got that off last time?
It, didn't it?
Yep, that's it. And it doesn't look as though it's on this time. But just turn the key once till all the lights come on. All right? Right, so you've got loads and loads of lights there, and you've maybe seen quite a few of them go off. Yeah. All right? All you really want to be thinking about is if any of those red lights come on, we need to do something about it. We need to stop and try and find out. Okay? Do you know what any of these mean?
That's your battery.
Yeah, it is. That's your charging system.
It's your oil.
Okay, yeah. So that's your engine oil. This
That'll
is
be your
brake.
seatbelt, won't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then what we've got here is the brakes, brake fluid and brake pad wear.
All right.
All right. you don't really need to go into depth if you're not mechanically minded or anything else. All you really need to know is if those come on, you need to really stop and try and find out what's what with it. What we really want to do now is don't touch any of the pedals at all, okay, and just turn the key away from you a little bit more, and it's spring loaded, so as soon as the engine starts, let go of it. Right, let go of the key now, okay, so the engine's running. Not a problem at all there, mate. Yeah. Okay, so you've got all your dials, you've now got your ref counter, which is telling you now that the engine's running.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can see that all those lights have gone out apart from the one where your handbrake's on.
Does that mean
okay, because this lets you know that the handbrake's on as well.
All right.
Okay, so when you release that off, that'll go off. Okay, and if you want to do that, just to say I've got my foot on the foot brake now, so release the handbrake now if you like. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and remember how we said we were going to put the handbrake back on again now?
Push the button.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it, mate. As you see now, it's come back on again. Okay, so I'll take my foot off, so keep the handbrake on. All right, so you've got your ref counter telling you that your engine's running. You've got your fuel gauge in the middle, and you've got your speedometer down there. All right, and all the lights are off, so we know that everything's running, everything's fine. Okay, so to turn the engine off, then just turn the key back towards me. That's it, and the engine's off. Okay then, Nick, so what we're going to do now, you can see that just before we come to move away, it started to drizzle and rain a little bit. Yeah. All right, so we need to use the wipers. Now the wipers are very similar to the indicators. You know, we're saying like they're touch sensitive, they don't actually go up and stay up.
Yeah.
Well, the wipers are virtually the same. All right, so all you'll really do with the wipers is you tap it up once and it'll go on to intermittent. Tap it up a second time, okay, and it'll go on so the wipers are just going constant.
What's intermittent?
Well, intermittent really means that they'll wipe every so often, like every couple of seconds. So as it's drizzling now, you won't want your wipers on constant all the time. Okay. All right? All it really means is an intermittent. I'll tell you what to do. We'll start the engine up, all right, as we did before. Remember your safety checks.
And then that.
That's it. And just turn your ignition on and start it up again. Watch for all your lights going out. That's it. Turn it on. Okay, letting go of the key. Yeah. Okay, so using your right hand then, just tap the windscreen wiper up once. Just keep your hand on your steering wheel. Try and use your fingers. All right, can you see now what's happening? It's wiped once and stopped. And it's wiped again and stopped. Right, so that's intermittent. Like if you just tap it up slightly again, all right, and it's now on constant. All right, if it's really, really raining heavy, if you push it up again, you'll find that it'll go up and let go, and it's on full. All right?
Is it going that fast?
I don't think so. Well, it does sometimes, yeah. So to slow them down, just press it down once, and again, and you'll hear it click this time. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's telling you that you're right down at the bottom, because otherwise you wouldn't know where you were with the wipers, would you? Same as we're doing with the indicators. All right, you know at least the indicators are flashing, but they're very, very sensitive. Okay, and the actual window washers are just by pulling the lever forward towards you. All right, but we'll not do that at the moment. There's no reason for us to do that. And the rear ones are by pushing the lever away from you.
The same lever?
Yeah, same lever. Okay, mate?
Yeah.
Any questions at all on any of the things that we've covered?
You'll tell me what to do with them, won't you?
Yeah, I will do, yeah. Not a problem at all. I'm going to give you loads and loads of help and instruction as you're driving up.
Stop the DVD and complete the relevant exercise in your workbook.